Aren't they just like a local band in Australia?
Oh, go live.
Yeah, Pizza Death, I think, is just like local to Frederick. Yeah, Pizza Death. Yeah. Anyway, we're live here. We're doing a Saturday night kind of bullshit stream, Mosh Jamz, what we've been listening to lately, what we've been maybe getting in the mail, what we've been listening to, maybe new stuff we've been discovering. So just kind of all those things along those lines. So what we've been jamming, what we've been listening to, what we've been getting in the mail, maybe what we've been discovering. So yeah, nothing in general, but yeah, just kind of bullshitting around. But yeah, I pulled some albums, stuff that I've been listening to, some new stuff that I've been getting in the mail. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else got anyone discovering any new bands recently that you're getting into, or.
Well, I really didn't want to talk about it since I already did a live stream / video for them, but I did talk about I did listen to / talk about the new single and their debut album, the debut album from a one-man avant-garde metal band called The Cauldron of Darkness. He just put out a new single about 2 days ago called Disintegrate. And I reviewed that single, and I reviewed his debut. All of it is digital, so that's why I don't even have physical copies of it yet, because he doesn't make them physically, because, well, obviously it's not that, it's kind of demanding to try and make, certain amount of, albums and stuff physically and stuff. So he just sells them digitally, and he basically sent me a copy to listen to the song, and I listened to it about maybe 3 times and listened to the album to get a good understanding of it. And the music is pretty much a mixture of from what I have heard, avant-garde. No, not avant-garde. The first one I thought atmospheric black metal, which all the good instrumental bands have been atmospheric black metal. Like a few examples I can think of off the top of my head. Asfind. They are an instrumental / atmospheric black metal band from South America. And then we got 2 from Colorado that are also atmospheric black metal, Evergreen Refuge and Defist. I'm not sure if any of y'all have heard of them, but The Cauldron of Darkness is pretty cool. The debut was a concept album about this old man, and he's trying to, he's in his end of days, and he comes across the Pale Rider, which in other words is death, basically. But getting off track, the single was pretty damn great. It's kind of a continuation of what he had done. It is, like I said, one-man prop metal band. But yeah, it's only about 7 minutes, and it's more prevalent of those other sounds of atmospheric black metal. I even hear some funeral doom in there, even some progressive death metal, all in the vein of old school Opeth. So if anybody wants to go and check that out, I will hopefully maybe leave a comment of it, of his Bandcamp page, so everybody could go and check it out and see if y'all like it.
Cool.
How are these songs like super long? Like
yeah, they kind of are. 7. The single 7A. The longest I've seen on the debut was about 9 minutes, and it was like the prologue to the album. But it's usually around somewhere between 4 nights. Not too long, but it's pretty lengthy, but it's not too long. All right, mate.
Yeah, usually there's not a whole lot of that stuff I do like. There was a really cool band called Hail Spirit Noir, and they have some really progressive, psychedelic, black metal, really unique stuff.
Yeah, and he, like I said, he does not tie down to one genre, and it's just all over the place. He has prog metal, but I could clearly hear more prog death, like I said, in the vein of, the good Opeth, not the current era of Opeth. I'm talking about the era of Opeth. Like, we're talking maybe some Orchid and Morning Rise, but definitely My Arms Are Hers, Still Life, Blackwater Park era Opeth.
Cool.
Oh, too bad it didn't have some of that new stuff in there, though.
No. It's I'd hate it. I totally would tell him I don't like that sound of Opeth and all and stuff like that.
I like that stuff the best, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I surprisingly enough, I actually don't have any body count in my collection, but I got Carnivore recently. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Carnivore.
Carnivore, the band with an album. I thought you meant Carnivore, the
The
band
newest
that
Body Count
Peter.
album.
Uh,
Got pretty good reviews. I think nobody trashes it in general, so this is a pretty fan welcomed album from Ice T. I made sure I didn't say Ice Cube. I was like, I gotta make sure I get the
Ice
right Ice in
T.
there. Ice T. I was like Ice T. Yeah, Ice T.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah,
in the hoop?
killer album. Actually, probably one of their best albums they've ever released in their career. Basically,
Oh yeah,
there's
I'm
no
back.
screwing around. Straight up kind of thrashing, old school crossover metal. Obviously, there's that rap metal in there as well. But yeah. Anyone else want to go? Anyone else got something to say?
Yeah,
Mike.
Boston, yeah, cool. I got a Boston on LP. He's freezing up there for a second, but
Yeah, he's. Yeah, he showed Boston the self-titled.
Okay, well,
oh, it's good now.
Oops. And he gone again. It fucks up sometimes.
It was good before they went live for him, but
Yeah, that's self-titled. I got that on LP on a record version of that. It's so good.
hey,
Yeah, it's happening again, Mike.
yeah, he's pretty glitchy. He's gotten like one word in the last 30 seconds, or one word came through.
I want to share. I want to share some stuff I've been spinning today.
Oh, okay, wait.
What's up? That was cool.
Well, I mean,
Oh, that's Boston.
well, I made a. I made a purchase.
Yeah, he's glitchy. You might have to come back, leave and come back. You might have to leave and come back in, or maybe turn off your phone and maybe turn it off and turn it back on.
Yeah, come back, Mike. Leave and then come back. That might
Actually,
fix it.
usually starting off the phone's usually probably better.
Yeah, you would think, but then there is some problems, especially when you don't have earbuds. I have to, especially with this, I have to deal with, some like crackling noises and stuff like that. But I'm at least here. It might just be because of the phone, because I happen to have an iPhone, and that's the only problem.
Born Again's all right.
I was spinning.
Born Again's all right.
Born Again. Nice. I like it's all, yes, I like a few. I like some. There's some great songs on it, and then there's some not so great songs on it.
I don't know. To be honest, I know some people love that album, and
I thought it was for the most part was pretty good, because I have listened to it. Which when I was listening to Black Sabbath to try and get ready for the what are they? The crap, I forgot what I called them. Legacy video, which I unfortunately have to indefinitely delay. It's being postponed. But when I was listening to that, there were a few songs that I was like, I think, what was it? The opening track, I forgot what it was called, and Digital Bitch I thought Digital Bitch was kind of funny, but there might have been another song, but there were some songs that I actually liked on that album.
He took off. He's gonna come back. Maybe.
Yeah, he'll be back. Yeah, but yeah, I was listening to that, and I was like, I actually enjoyed the album. It wasn't the best thing in the world. You're coming off of freaking Mob Rules and freaking Heaven and Hell, which are fantastic albums. But for what it is, it's if I looked at it as like as a one-off, and was like, okay, knowing this is not technically Black Sabbath, I was looking at it as something completely different, basically, and I went into it not thinking it's not Black Sabbath, especially the next album after it's Seventh Star. I went into that thinking it's not Black Sabbath. Think of it as an Iommi solo album. Don't think of it as Black Sabbath. I went in with that kind of liking that Born Again. It does have a few stinkers on it. Then it has some great stuff. I can't remember. Was Stonehenge one of them? And I actually liked that. Oh, and then we lost Clint.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, there's Clint.
Yeah, Gillian's voice sounds a little tired on that album. Like some of the solo albums that he did before.
Yeah.
I think some of the solo albums that he did before even sounded better. Yes. Yeah, some of the solo albums that he did before, he even sounded better. So yeah, I think his voice was just a little tired for that recording. But I prefer, anyway, Tony Martin smashes that. All the Tony Martin
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have only listened to pretty much at least 3/5 of the Tony Martin albums. I fucking love Tear and The Eternal Idol. Those are my top 2 favorites. Love them to death.
Well, actually, I just scored Cross Purposes. Anyone that collects CDs knows how hard these era of Sabbaths are to get. So I just got Cross Purposes. It's really
cool.
great.
Oh, cool. I most definitely need to get the Tony Martin stuff. Those are fantastic.
I think Tony Martin actually sounds better on the album after Forbidden. I know you don't like Forbidden, but his voice actually sounds better on Forbidden, although the songs are better on this album. But
I remember, first time I was listening to the opening track was the Illusion of Power. I did not like the vocal performance, but then after listening to a little bit of it, I was like, okay, this is... Well, number one, they did an improvement have it on the guitar sound. Sounds freaking... The guitars, just on the one song I heard from Forbidden, sound great. But Tony Martin rapping... Oh, no.
That sounds pretty cringe.
When he's singing, it's just...
For this great album. Cool album. Yeah, this was 94. Yeah, 94. It's crazy because even like this is like these were released on IRS Records, and IRS is like defunct now. So I think Tony Iommi just bought the rights, and now they're able to re-release these albums. So I think there's going to be a box set.
Yes,
vinyl.
it was confirmed by it. Yeah, Tony Martin confirmed it himself just a month or so after his solo album that they approached him that they were doing a box set of all the stuff he had done. So it is confirmed. Yeah, I can't wait for that box set.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I got some CDs and I got some cool shirts I want to show. Like I was saying, yesterday was my friend's benefit show. They had like people donating metal and rock shirts yesterday. And they were like $5 a t-shirt, for like even big bands, like national band act t-shirts that donated shirts to help benefit and stuff like that. And I'll show y'all some of the shirts I got yesterday if y'all want to see. Like the money. Like these shirts, some of them are like waist sizes way too small for me, but I'm gonna use them to make patches and patches, pillowcases, stuff like that. Like one of them I got yesterday. A Crytopsy shirt.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's old school.
$5. With the.
Is that to a specific album?
I don't think so. I think it says it's from the album. Yeah, it's the artwork from the album and then you'll beg.
Nice.
Yeah, I got that. I think that's 2000 or 1999.
That was one I got.
That's an old shirt then.
And like I was saying, like too, I started working out again, and I've lost 10 pounds in a week.
Nice.
I got an Emperor shirt.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Dark, hard
Yeah.
to see.
Mayhem.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Vader. That one's kind of hard to see. Vader. This was a benefit show. I went to this show, but it was a benefit show. I didn't get the shirts because I didn't have any money at the time, but it was for my friend Bruce Corbett, the singer of Rigor Mortis and Warbeast. They did a benefit show. For him, he was by Batman and he had heart cancer. This was a benefit show they did for him.
Oh, cool.
So I actually was able to get one of those shirts finally.
And someone had that there last night. Oh, wow.
But then, my friend Alfonte, he was a big black metal fan. So, and I'm wearing his band shirt. We supporting pictures. A Hate shirt, the band Hate.
Hate.
And last but not least, I got this shirt. Origin.
Did you say Origin?
Yeah, Origin.
Origin.
I paid $5 a shirt, or actually, I got a little better of a deal than that. I paid $25 for all those T-shirts.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
You can't even get one rock shirt nowadays, for that price.
That's a cool little benefit because, I would certainly be buying up a fucking ton of donated shirts too.
Yeah.
But yeah. You want me to show any of the music I've been listening to, or do y'all want to go first? Or?
Yeah, let's hear some music.
Hear some music? All right. First thing I'll show, I've been listening to quite a bit, is some Godflesh.
Old industrial.
Some
Nice.
Which is like,
is that one of their older albums?
This one came out in 2003.
Oh, okay. What the hell? What does that sound like?
Like just really heavy, low tempo, slow, sludgy heaviness. But then, I have some early stuff too, that I've been jamming. Like this album from like 1990. I've been listening to quite a bit of their stuff I've gotten lately. And like, I got several of their CDs.
Nice.
Another band I've been kind of jamming, I got 2 of their albums a little bit, is Finger 11, kind of alternative.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, that 3 album had a bunch of hits on that. 3,
yeah.
I don't know if you could pick out some of the hits on the back, but on some of the track lists, some of the songs on the back of the track list. But they had some hit songs on that 3 album because they're a Canadian band. So various stages in my work life, I would be working at various places where I'd be not forced, but have to listen to rock radio. And yeah, I definitely know Finger 11 and all that, and they'd be played on the radio here. And I'm not sure if Finger 11's played on the radio there. You obviously know of them, so.
Yeah, I know about Finger 11. I only have one album of theirs. I think I still have it. Life Turns Electric from, I think, 2011.
Oh yeah, that album had a ton of hit songs too.
Yeah, I bought that as like, I think just a blind buy or something like that. I'm like, okay, why not?
Yeah,
It's just a
you know,
blind
like,
buy.
they're
It looks
all right.
kind of cool. Art.
The albums have a lot of filler, like other than like the hit songs and a couple bangers, and then it's like okay, there's a lot of like filler and things like that. But I'll pop off some
yeah,
albums here. I always jam the newest Udo album at work on like work playlists. I've been jamming Game Over, so I'm always pumping Game Over. Pretty well since it came out, off and on. Obviously, I'll give it a couple months break, and then it'll be back on for another month and off for another month. But I'm generally kind of always off and on with the newest Udo since it came out. I completely love this album, and if you were to listen to it all in one go, 16 songs, like look at that, 16 songs. So it's probably a little bit much if you were to listen to it all in one go, but since I can rip this to my computer, I can add the songs to my phone, play, and put it on shuffle at work. I just hear the songs at a shuffle rate, so it's great to hear them all in shuffle. But yeah, the album might be a little long, 16 songs, but I still appreciate it. They're all pretty well good songs. Actually, in the last night, I was on a bender for a certain band, Skyclad. I was on a little Skyclad bender. So I didn't actually listen to this Skyclad. I just grabbed it to remind myself that I was on a little weird Skyclad bender last night. So I went and tracked down like 3 Skyclad albums and bought 3 Skyclad albums. But I was really in like a Skyclad mode. I was like listening to them on shuffle on a bunch of I was going through a bunch of albums and listening to them for probably a couple hours. And I was like, fuck, I want this album. I want this one. Okay, this one's not very good. This one's not very good. This one's awesome. I want this one. So I was doing that whole thing last night with Skyclad. I thought Clint would like Skyclad because maybe he gets into that folk metal and things like that. But he's like, they're cool. But he's like, they're cool, but I like other folk metal better.
Yeah.
Well, actually, had me thinking, I was listening, I was like, all right, maybe I should get into some other folk. I was like, okay, there's probably got to be some other good stuff that aren't like, that retains a little bit of thrashiness and heaviness. Like, who's that really popular folk band right now? Corpiclani.
That's how I say. Yeah.
Like people really love that band. People really.
No. Fairyland is pure power metal. They're that bright, colorful power metal. Jesus, why you bring that up?
Okay, I'll pop off one more. You guys are going to know this drummer. He's a very popular ex-drummer of Slayer, Dave Lombardo.
Woo!
Gripping.
Nice.
So I recently just got this Grip Inc. album, and yeah, Grip Inc. was just one of those bands I just never had time to just get into and actually, just get into them sort of thing. So getting into Grip Inc. and yeah, this album was awesome. I played it. I was organizing shit. I was doing shit in the background. So yeah, I was crashing away, killer album. So I actually have another Grim. This album was so good. I went and got another Grip Inc. on the way. Solidify. I got Solidify on the way. So
nice.
I would definitely highly recommend that Grip Inc. for anybody hasn't checked it out. If you're looking for some kind of mid-90s cheap thrash you can kind of pick up on a budget. So
awesome.
Yeah. Anyone else got anything to say? Anyone else?
Let me think. There is other stuff I've listened. Unfortunately, nothing that I bought. But there has been. That doesn't mean I haven't been listening to quite a bit of stuff as of late. I've been listening. I think I've been jamming to the new Soilwork album, Overgivenheten, which I believe translates to several names, several words. The desolation, loneliness, depression, or something like that. And it's gonna be off of their new album that's gonna be coming out this year. It's the title track.
Oh, it's a song. I thought the whole album.
Yeah, the whole album doesn't come out yet. It's the lead-off single to the new album that's gonna be coming out later. I freaking love the song. I mean, what else is there to say for me? It's your soil. It's your traditional soil work of that that very melodic death metal. Kind of like it sounds like it might be a continuation, obviously, because it's kind of the same lineup that they had on the previous album, quotation marks album, A Wisp of the Atlantic. It's a freaking album, for Christ's sakes. It's 36 minutes. But obviously, this was, I think, the first album that's going to be the debut album with their new bassist, Rasmus. But he does a great job on the bass, and he does bass on the songs he did on A Wisp of the Atlantic, and he does a great job on this song, and I absolutely love the song. It's freaking fantastic song. What other songs have I been listening to? Speaking of, since I do have pulled up yes, this was another one I've just been jamming back to again after, like, it was from last year. Was it last year? Or was it this year? I think it was last year. The Halo Effect, Shadow Minds. That group, that new group that's featuring all In Flames members, including yeah, you were posting about Dark. No, it was somebody was with it was the singer Michael or something from Dark Tranquility. But basically, in a nutshell, all the members are basically just In Flames members. You have one current member of In Flames is in the band, Nicholas Ingelin, and then you got, I forgot his name, but he was a big deal part. He was a guitarist. I forgot what his name was. Peter Ewers from the bass. Who?
Isn't no, not Peter. I know you're talking about.
But it's one of the founding members of In Flames is in there. I forgot his name, but he's a guitarist. But then you have Peter Ewers, and I think the drummer is also from an In Flames member. But just been jamming back to that and freaking loving it. I think that's pretty much about it that I have been listening to. And just for the sake of it, I've just been listening to a lot of Lordy because I heard about Alman isn't in the band anymore. The Mummy guy, aside from Lordy, he's been the longest tenured member in the band, and having to leave it was kind of shocking, to say the least, when Alman left. So it was completely shocking that he was a founding member and the lead guitarist. And I'm not complaining because their new guy Kone, he's a huge Iron Maiden fan, so I'm freaking ecstatic they got him. They got this new guy, and he's, like I said, he's an Iron Maiden fan. I'm like, I already like you because you like Iron Maiden. So, but that's pretty much all I've been listening to at the very least, and obviously listening to bands that are for the Abridged retrospectives and stuff like that. So, yeah. Who wants to go next?
Man, another thing I want to ask both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're talking about music we've been listening to, y'all might, I don't know if y'all have listened to it yet, but I just want to get y'all's thoughts. What do y'all think is the new Lamb of God single?
From what I heard, it sounds really good. Sounded very energetic just from the little bit that I have heard. I'm like, ooh, this kind of sounds a little bit like that. It's kind of like going, like, I listened to it and I'm like, this sounds like going back to kind of that aggressive but grooviness of, like, say, Redneck. It sounds so much like that, like that heaviness, that aggressiveness. It just sounds so, oh my God, like that's. Whew. At some point, I do want to check that out.
It was good. I liked it. Yeah, it was good. I liked it. I checked it out. I think, was it this morning? Either this morning or yesterday morning, but it was good. I'll have to admit it was good. It would probably be slightly more dynamic with odd little fills and weird little stuff if the Chris Adler was there, but really, it wouldn't be that much different. It would be pretty well the same track if he was there anyway. So, yeah, it was great. It was good, great track. Yeah.
Cool. I just feel like, my opinions of it, it was definitely right in the right direction because, the last album, there was only about 2 or 3 tracks I really connected with. And if this album continues like this, I'm expecting a pretty good, solid album. We'll have to wait and see if the Omen will play. Or the Omen will. Yeah, never mind. You want me to show off some more CDs, Jamie?
Yeah. Your audio, you were too far away from your audio was muffled there. But then when you moved closer, it sounded better.
Been jamming Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh yeah, Ava, that's good.
Yeah.
Era of all.
And some Disease.
What is it?
Some Disease. Some Death Thrash.
Huh? Your audio was all muffled, and I couldn't hear it.
I don't know. It's weird because earlier I was kind of real clear.
Yeah, your audio was great earlier, but now it's muffled. It must have the voice box must be covered slightly or something.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I think I know what it is.
Knows what it is. But I got a cool surprise ranking that I actually have a surprise ranking on the spot ranking for both of you because you're actually both fans of the band and you're both familiar with most of the albums. That you could actually do a surprise ranking right now. Well, sure, right now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, here's surprise on the spot ranking. Well, obviously we'll give you a couple minutes or 10 minutes or whatever after every 10 minutes or think about it. Okay, so let's do an on the spot Gojira ranking.
Ooh.
There's
one, wow,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums. I'll show them all, and then you can be like, "Oh, that one." But let's. I'll try to if you can.
Oh God.
I don't know, Jamie. You're gonna. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back.
I'll go first since I kind of have a definitive. I at least might have a definitive podium bands. I think the podium albums. I think the 3 that I would have in podium would be, From Mars to Sirius, The Way of All Flesh, and Magma. And then I think the other which ones would be in top 5? Probably. Ooh. Oh, L'Enfant Sauvage would be up in the top 5, and then another one would be, shoot. What else? What do I have left? I have The Link, Terra Incognita, Fortitude. That it? Yeah. Terra Incognita would be top 5. Would be the top 5, and then the ones I don't know what order. In no order, the bottom ones would be The Link and Fortitude.
Oh wow! So Link and Fortune's bottom. What was the top? What was your number? What did you pick for number 1?
I had no order, but if I had to choose out of the 3 that I had for podium, that would have been Mars to Sirius, Way of All Flesh, and Magma. I'd probably have, without a doubt, Mars to Sirius being number 1, and then it would probably be number 2 would probably be Magma. Number 3 would be The Way of All Flesh, and then I think I would have but I would have L'Enfant Sauvage be 4, and then 5 would be Terra Incognita. 6 would probably be The Link. even though I have never listened to the link. And then number 7 would be Fortitude, because the one single that is on there, that one opening single, I did not like it. I forgot it was something to do with space. I did not like it for some odd reason.
On Amazonia, Fortitude?
No, no. They released it just before announcing the album or something.
Oh, Another World. Another World.
Yeah, that one. I did not care for that one. It just didn't click with me. It just didn't click with me.
It's fine. It's fine when you play the album like in sequence.
Like, yeah, but it's like.
Yeah, I definitely have to go with like Ryan. Ryan did a really solid job of. That's probably about how mine is.
A lot of old Jedi from the Clone Wars.
Shoot.
I mean,
Sorry, my stepbrother came in here, but yeah, that would be my ranking for Gojira.
Clint?
I'm gonna have to think about it, Jamie.
You can't do it on the spot.
You can't do it on the spot, unlike me, because I could.
Okay, on the spot for fun. Okay, let's do number. I'm gonna have to count at number 1 because that's just easier for me right now on the spot. I'll do Way of All Flesh.
Oh, number 1, nice.
Number 1. Number 2. Oh man, this is brutal. Number 2. Okay. I'm gonna have to go from Sirius to Mars.
Yeah, that's easily one of their top. Those 2 are their 2 best.
And then, oh, this is hard. Maybe Magma.
We share top 3. Well, at least podium position. We have them in different orders, but we have the podium.
And then Terra Incognita.
Yeah, that would be,
I know it's weird but I really love this album because there's even traces of like where they are now, like way back in 1999. There's still traces of like who they are now. So for that reason alone, I'm up ranking this, just because that's pretty impressive to like have like glimpses of who they are now, like way back on their first album. That's impressive. And then I love The Link. The Link was actually the first I came in on. Sorry. And then El Savant Sabotage. And then we're doing Fortitude last.
Yeah, we both shared last.
If I had a little bit of time, this may slightly alter, but.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you can have the top. You can do a Gojira ranking without having Way of All Flesh and For Mars to Sirius in the top 3 or 5, because if
I don't think Clint would have Way of All Flesh in top 5.
I mean, I love the Way of All Flesh. No, that's a great album.
Clint's on mute. Clint's on mute. That's why we can't hear him.
Oh, you're on mute, Clint.
All right, I would have to say my 3. If I had to pick 3, because I can think of 3, my number 1 would be From Mars to Sirius. Number 2 would be the brown one, however you pronounce it.
The what? The El Savant Savage?
Yeah, it's number 2.
Wow, that high.
It's heavy and
the
very
Way of Flesh is number 3.
What's number 3?
The Way of Flesh.
Oh, The Way of All Flesh, yeah. Yeah, you can. I love Magma a little bit more than Leon Bon Sauvage, maybe because it's shorter. And there's a lot more catchier songs on there. The singles they just popped.
But why I kind of like that one a little more, why it's my number 2, that was my introduction to, them.
For Mars to Sirius was, no, wait. What, either For Mars to Sirius, Terra Incognita, or The Way of All Flesh were my introductions to Gojira. And so I was a relatively new fan to them when Leon Bon Sauvage came out, and I just did not, it has some bangers, don't get me wrong, the title track is a fucking banger. I fucking love the title track. And then there is a few other songs on there that are absolute bangers as well. It's just that
On
it's
this
got a
one?
little bit. It's got too much filler on it.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
It's just very progressive, and you know you got to sit
Yeah,
back
but
and kind of,
there is just a little bit, like maybe one or two songs are meh. And that kind of brings it down for me, and that's why it's still in top 5. But it's like, it's the only reason I have the link at number 6 is because I've never listened to it. Maybe it might bump Leon Font Sauvage out of the top 5. Who knows?
But I would love to get the Godzilla album before they were Gojira.
Before they came, the demo.
the Godzilla before this.
Well, you're going to be spending some good money if you want that Godzilla CD.
Did it actually even come
pretty
out?
much.
Or was it just a tape? Or was it just a demo tape? Or was it an actual album?
I think it was just a demo.
Yeah.
We want to show you some more music that we've been listening to.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of if you showed any or if I'm going, but oh yeah, didn't you show a bunch? I can't remember.
Oh well, I'm trying to get in touch with Necrotic Nick because when he had that the Upside Down Church video, and he showed freaking Human Clay from Creed. I first laughed because I know he's not a big fan of Creed, but then I realized, holy shit, I need that. Because I have everything, all the other albums in dual cases, all except for Human Clay. So I basically, at some point, hopefully he still considers sending that copy to me. Because I need that to complete have at least all the cases for all the Creed albums. So.
Okay, so what was that? Necrotic Nick was doing a video?
Okay, there was a video. He did a video. It was like with the Upside Down Church Recall video. He showed up all these other things. He had all those freaking flyers and stuff and all the CDs, and then he just pulled, and he just had the face, and I see Human Clay in his head. He just had that really look, and I was like, I was just busting out laughing when he had that in his head. I'm like, it was so hilarious. Like, it was just so hilarious. Yeah, that's the whole video. He was just because he got a package from the Upside Down Church, one of those people he's been hanging out with Jeff from Metal Madness.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. He got a package from somebody, and somebody gave him Human Clay.
Yeah, he got him a lot of other stuff, but then he just pulled out Human Clay. And I'm like, oh, he must
have been really impressed when he saw that.
Yeah, he had that stoic look of, really?
Yeah,
like I said, I told him I just need the jewel. Like, I have the CD, but I just need the case because I don't have the case for Human Clay. So I'd be the one that can gladly take it off his hands as long as I can complete all the cases for Creed in my Creed collection. Because I got everything else. I got the case for My Own Prison, Weather, Full Circle, even the with Arms Wide Open, a retrospective compilation that they released with Walmart. I have that. I do need the live album though. That would probably be it. But, yeah, it was just so hilarious at first.
All right, I'll pop off some albums. I have no idea where we were. I didn't know, but I'll pop off some albums. I don't know. You guys are basically familiar with Tankard at this point. Tankard. Nice. So I busted out Two-Face and listened to Two-Face. Good old classic, old school Teutonic German thrash, as they technically say. Teutonic beer thrash. Great album. 1994.
Ooh.
I was too bad Mike's not around for this one because I played the Doors Busted Out Morrison Hotel recently.
Nice.
And actually, I think this is probably my second favorite Doors album. My first favorite is L.A. Woman. Is it actually called it? I think it's actually just called L.A. Woman. So my first is L.A. Woman. This is second. Great album. Pretty cool. What else we got? Oh, and happy to finally I just got this in the mail recently. I tried to order it from a person in France. It got lost in the mail. I got refunded. I was like, okay, fuck, I got to try this again. Fast forward for 6 months. It came up from another seller, from a local Canadian seller here. But anyway, I really love this album. That's why I kept trying to get it. New tattoo.
Ooh.
I love this album. I think it sounds old school. It just sounds like old school Motley Crue to me. Well, like it's old school as they could sound in 2000, but it sounds old school to me. I love this album. That's why I kept pursuing it.
I need to get that album.
Yeah.
Because with that being the last thing Randy Castillo ever did. Rest in peace.
Right, yeah. But I think the album's great. I don't know why people kind of people actually seem to more always talk about like the 90s ones more. The John Corabi one, and I'm like, and Generation Swine, I'm like, all those ones are not that, like, New Tattoo smokes all those albums. This could actually compete with some of the 80s ones, I think. So, anyway,
yeah,
and
it's nice to hear that what you're saying. From what you're saying, Randy Castillo went out on a bang, pretty much.
I think it's a great album. Yeah, it kind of just has that old school kind of rock and roll. They're not trying too hard, and it's not like overproduced. And that's another thing. It's as like raw as it could be for 2000. And yeah, it's like raw, old school kind of throwback sound from Motley Crue, I think. So yeah, I don't know if Clint wants to pop off some stuff.
Yeah, I'll show off. This is the first EP from It Dies Today, old school metalcore.
What did you say? It dies today?
Yeah, It Dies Today's first debut EP.
It dies today. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of familiar with them.
Man, why is it so glary? I want to I have to get a setup, where you can actually see my stuff eventually on my phone. It Dies Today, Enforcer.
Enforcer. Oh, hell yeah! Is that Beyond Evil?
From Beyond, yeah.
From Beyond. Okay. Yeah, fucking Enforcer's awesome, and you've been talking about it in the chat, and it's made me think. And I was like, fuck, I don't have any Enforcer, and I want some Enforcer, and like, fuck.
Another one I've been jamming is a really cool band called Crisis. They're kind of new metal from the early 90s with a female vocalist.
Female vocalist, what is it?
Crisis. It's new metal with a female vocalist.
Ryan, did you pick it? What did you say? I still didn't hear it clear.
Crisis.
Crisis. Oh, Crisis. Yeah. I think I did check that out when you did post a song on that. I think I did check out the song on that.
This is a hardcore band, Death Before Dishonored.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have checked out them at some point. They would be pretty much confessing their love for Hatebreed.
Yeah. Old school Screamo, Botch.
Botch, yes, good one. I think it's some other bands that would go along with them would be like Snapcase.
And another one that would go with them is Conless, or however you say Conless.
What is it? Coalescence?
Yeah.
So anyway, so there was that late 90s hardcore metalcore transition, and I believe, yes, there was Botch, Snapcase, and
Poison the Well.
sorry,
Poison the Well.
yeah, Poison the Well, yeah, good one. I was trying to think of Cave In. There was Cave In. Cave In was in that kind of little grouping, that screamo metalcore group, that early screamo metalcore
And
grouping.
another band I would say that's in that too is one of my favorite out of all those, 18 Visions.
Yeah, 18 Visions was a good one too. Yeah, Botch, Snapcase, Cave In was rad.
Because yeah, Colette, or however you say it. I got I got like 3 of their CDs or 4 of them, and then I got one of them that has like them and Napalm Death doing like a double album together. Like each of them have like 4 tracks each.
Why is Coalesce like death metal?
No, they're kind of like screamo, but they did a collab with.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta hand it to Napalm Death because they don't just tour with just pure death metal bands. They'll take like odd tours with these odd bands that don't exactly fit into their genre. Yeah, Napalm Death, they're out there. They'll tour with different bands, different genres and stuff.
And last but not least, I've been listening to is Wage War, the newest Wage War, Manic.
Yeah, you love that band.
I do, no complaints. But yeah, that's all I've been pretty much jamming. And Whitechapel Ken.
Their Wage War is all right. It's not like they're doing anything new. It's not like they're, expanding your mind with this super progressive music. It's kind of just your, what do you call this new Wage War music?
Kind of like progressive metalcore.
So they are getting a little progressive, you think?
Their third album, Pressure, had a lot of progressive. This one has a little bit of a new metal flavor to it. Like, if you listen to the guitar tones and how he does some of his vocals, there's some new metal in their music in this album.
Is it brand new 2022?
2021.
It was last year. Oh, yeah, cool.
But it was like late last year it came out. I think it came out like in November.
Oh, yeah, so it's kind of that borderline shit, 2001, 2022. All right, cool. I don't know. This was probably a couple weeks ago, and I still hadn't put it away. It was still sitting down on my floor, near my rock pile where I keep my rock CDs, but I still hadn't put it away. But rest in peace to the Foo Fighters drummer there, Taylor Hawkins. So I jammed Concrete and Gold from Foo Fighters recently, and this is a pretty cool Foo Fighters. It's kind of it's a good mix, right? It's kind of good. It's kind of melodic for Foo Fighters, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like dark and melodic. Like it's not poppy, like pop rock, like radio rock. Like it's kind of like dark and kind of like.
I know I have all the Foo Fighters CDs, so I completely understand.
Sorry, you have them all or don't? Or you do?
Yeah, I have all of them. I have all of them.
Oh, so you're familiar with Concrete and Gold then? Do you like Concrete and Gold? Do you remember it or?
I haven't actually listened to that one in a good while. I need to go back and listen to them all because Foo Fighters, you never know what they're gonna do because every album is a lot different than the last. They do like Dave Grohl has quite the diverse in vocals. Like some of them, he's real energetic. Some albums, he's like, they're like really fast paced. Some of them, they kind of slow things down. Some are more rock. Some are kind of poppy. And their newest release is kind of like doom and thrash and death metal.
You mean Foo Fighters or the other the Death Widow?
Yeah, I mean it's still Foo Fighters. It's all still the same members.
All right. All right. I was gonna say like the Foo Fighters the actual last Foo Fighters, the Midnight at Midnights or Minutes at Midnight. I didn't think that album was very good, but this album is very like it's kind of more chill. It's more laid back, but there's great songs. But anyway, that's cool. So rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins. I recently just got this in the mail. Super lucky to get this because this Exploited is not easy to get. Death Before Dishonor, even just on CD or LP, just getting this album anywhere physically, it's not easy to get. So I looked out and getting this. I believe this album is very crossover thrashy. It may not kind of appear so, but when I was listening to it, it appeared very kind of in that crossover thrashy realm. Although it is pretty much rooted, in hardcore, crossover hardcore. But I believe there is kind of touches of that crossover thrash a little bit on this album. And then horror, I think Horror Epics is after, and Horror Epics is not any crossover thrash at all. It's more straight for hardcore. But anyway, that's more of a thing for Exploited Deep Dive, which I do at some point. And you're gonna like this one. It's been years since I busted this one out. Scream, Bowl for My Valentine, Scream Aim and Fire, and it's one of those things. I don't need to bust this album out very often, maybe once every 2 years, because I know this album off by heart. I can sing every song, so I don't need to play it because I know it off by heart. But it's still fun to bust out the classics once in a while, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to, like I got, like I bought today, I'm pretty excited about that, all 5 of Havoc's albums.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I know I have every Havoc. I still need the Burn from Havoc, but Bullet, and this is still cool. A cool mix of all the stuff, and I think everyone's familiar with Bullet. I'll rip through some more. Summer's out here. I'm looking for some energy rock. So we got some busted out Silverchair Frog Stomp. It's funny because they were so hugely popular in Canada, but they're an Australian band. But I don't know how popular they were. Well, I think they were pretty popular in North America in general when they did hit in 95 or 94, somewhere around there. Got that. I'm always playing, and this band always seems to be a good transitional band for me, like in between the metal and the screaming and the very distortion heavy guitars and just like metal in general or anything. This is a good like switch up band for me, the Ramones, because it's kind of like that poppy punk, so you can kind of sing along, but it's still fast, so it's very energetic. So I might be switching up from the metal and still going to something kind of fast, but it's kind of poppy, punky, it's still fasty, it's keeping my energy up. So this is a good kind of change of pace, even though it's keeping the energy up. So I find myself always, playing Ramones.
I definitely need to get more Ramones out. I only have that one so far.
This is actually one of my more favorite ones, Halfway to Sanity. I have almost every Ramones. So I pretty well play them all in a rotation. So it was just one of those things where it was Halfway to Sanity's turn. And this is a weird one. I was just looking for cheap stuff to buy, some rock stuff. Just kind of, I don't have a whole lot of rock. I mainly have a lot of metal, so I was building up my rock stuff. And I was like, I want to get a couple Lenny Kravitz's. I like some Lenny Kravitz. I play him at work and stuff like that on my phone. So I didn't actually own anything by Lenny Kravitz, so I got this one cheap, for a couple, like, $3, $4, $5 sort of thing. So got Lenny Kravitz here, Love Revolution, cool kind of jammy, chill out, zone out kind of stuff. Maybe if you're cooking or late at night in between the metal. You probably don't have a lot to say about Lenny Kravitz, so I understand.
I actually have like 5 Lenny Kravitz albums.
Oh, you do like Lenny. You like Lenny?
Yeah, I don't have that one, but I have like 5 of them. I got them as a bundle. Everybody, I got them as a bundle probably about 4 years ago, and I paid like $8.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I want to get some more Lenny's. This is the only one I have, but I do like I like Joe vibing out, trancing out to some Lenny.
Yeah, and
Uh,
one of my friends, my ex, my old band, my bass player, who got me into them, and he says, that's the reincarnation of Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix became, you know, and I love Jimi Hendrix, and if you look at how they play, there is a lot of similarities.
oh, I wouldn't. I don't know about the actual playing and things like that, but he's definitely if you're looking for things along that route. Um, Although he's definitely not. He doesn't have like a whole lot of classic rock carryover and noodling and things like that. It's more spacey to me. It's more of like Axel Rudy Pell. If you like Axel Rudy Pell and you want something even softer, I'd say like go to like Lenny Kravitz. Like it's more like that stuff. Like Axel Rudy Pell where it's like these psychedelic stuff. Even like Scorpions guitarist, ex-guitarist, Uli John Roth, like that stuff, like
Yeah.
space rock, spacey stuff. But anyway, next I just got. I'm trying to get some newer thrash bands. I feel like I'm fully caught up on all the old '80s stuff that I missed out on, the '80s thrash, crossover thrash. So I'm finally getting ready to start collecting wise, not obviously I listen to the newer stuff, but collecting wise, I feel like I'm ready to start collecting some of the newer thrash bands. So, what did I get? I got an Australian one, Hidden Intent, there a couple weeks ago. So then I got another one, a Canadian one this time, and Untimely Demise, New Modern Thrashers. Although this one's actually a little bit of a death thrash going on actually. Like I wouldn't actually be hard pressed to put this in a death thrash. Like the vocals kind of have that death thrash, kind of like a Skeleton Witch, kind of has like that raspy kind
Ooh.
of.
So like a black and thrash.
Yeah, a black and is that what I said? No, did I say deathy? I don't know. I meant to say a bit of a black and kind of deathy kind of thrash.
So they're kind of like Victor.
So who?
You said they're kind of like Victor.
No, Vector. No, I said Skeleton Witch.
Okay.
Vector. Yeah, Vector. Vector's a little bit more progressive, but yeah, just modern thrashers. Untimely Demise, Canadian, and they're still current a band. Did you have anything to show or any more bands to talk about?
If you're looking for modern thrash, I'll recommend the band is Ultraviolence.
Yeah, good one. Yeah, Ultraviolence. Yeah, there's Ultraviolence, Lost Society, Havoc, Warbringer. There's millions. Like again, I didn't feel the need to like collect all these brand new bands because it's like if they just break up, then I'm just stuck with this one-off kind of brand new band, and it's like, how often are you going to listen to these random one-off bands? Like we're talking like in 10, 20 years down the line, like, do I really need to collect all these little random one-offs? So I like to see like if a band's going to stick around for a while. Like it's Untimely Demise, I think has 3 or 4 albums. I go on the Facebook, they're still current. They're still currently active. Like they're still playing shows. It's like, okay, this band seems like they're still active. They're still playing shows. They're still going to be putting out albums. This band is probably still worth like collecting, like physically. Like, okay, this is worth getting into. So things like that.
Jamie.
But and the Hidden Intent is Australian. They're still around, but.
Yeah, I would say, Jamie, I'd give them another shot, but I would recommend the War Beast album.
The War Beast. Oh yeah, for sure. And that's the Mortis.
Rigor Mortis' vocalist is Bruce's band.
Yeah. Yeah, I should check that out. See if I can track down any of those albums cheap. I don't know if they're hard to get or nothing like that, but.
Nah, you can get them pretty cheap because I almost ordered you all 3 War Beast albums, and I was gonna try and send them to you, but I didn't have as much money as I thought I did. So, but they sold. I saw them. They sold for like around $10 a piece.
That's all right. That's cool. And yeah, I remember. I just remember that. I just remember hearing about them back in the day because Phil Anselmo was promoting them because he was on the. They were on the
Yeah, they're on the same record label.
He was on Phil's label, so Phil was, I think, kind of promoting them off and on, things like that. So that's kind of how I kind of just vaguely heard of their name, but other than that.
And Phil has been good friends with, Bruce for a long time. Back in the 80s, War Beast's old band, Bruce's old band, Rigor Mortis played a lot with Pantera. And in the area I am, the 2 biggest metal bands were, in my area, where Pantera was number 1, Rigor Mortis was number 2. Both of them, we wouldn't have a metal scene where I'm at if it wasn't for those 2 bands.
Wow, that's cool.
The ones that kind of brought metal.
Rigor Mortis was by far heavier than Pantera, that's for sure.
Yeah. Definitely. But, I showed everything. If you're done, Jamie, if you're ready to bounce, if you got anything else.
Pretty much. I'll show a few more, then we'll end the live stream here. I'll show this one's a funny one. It's funny because you know how these memes and things like that go around, and sometimes they become a big hit, and sometimes they don't. Anyway, a meme went around a couple years ago of this metal guy doing like the Running Man on stage. You know what meme I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know what band?
The hard, yeah.
Remember, and then he's like doing the hardcore Running Man on stage, right?
Yeah, and the guy's all ripped and yeah.
Yeah. So I recently got the Harm's Way album.
I forgot the name of the band because I've been wanting to actually get some. They're actually pretty good.
Yeah, so this is Harm's Way. It's Harm's Way here. This is the band, but yeah, they're awesome. Pummeling, hardcore, aggressive, like incredible grooves too, like pummeling, like almost like a death metal type groove. Although it's not death metal vocals, although it's almost similar to a death metal vocal. It is. It's like it's almost like that aggressive and that heavy, but it's definitely hardcore routed. But
what's the name of the band again?
Harm's Way.
Yeah,
Harm's Way. But anyway, it was brand new, but I have like a huge watch list on Amazon, and it randomly just lowered in price one day to just like $5 or $6, and I was like, oh, okay, ching ching ching, sign me up, sort of thing. So it's cool to get that. You showed a classic. I couldn't remember a classic rock band. Oh, you showed Finger 11, so I'll bust out an old school Econoline Crush.
Cool.
I really like these guys. Really cool. I like playing that kind of stuff at work music. And last one I'll show, and we'll get out of here. Really, actually, I'm kind of just getting into this band because I always thought they were like overly symphonic power metal, and they certainly do get very overly symphonic powery in the near back half of the 2000s, back half of the 90s. But for most of the 90s, Stratovarius was kicking ass, was doing kick-ass, speedy, powery metal with a little bit of keyboard, not overly done, just touches here and there. It wasn't ridiculous yet at that stage. This is 1994. Was it 94? Yeah, no, it's 94. I think it's 1994 anyway. And 92, I think it's 92 or 94. But yeah, the full-on symphonic thing hadn't come out yet, so they were still kicking ass, kind of doing speedy power metal. So yeah, I'd always thought that they were just like the cheesier later stuff that I heard, like the more modern stuff. I was like, oh, I don't like this stuff. But you go back, and the earlier 90s stuff is really good. So
yeah. But yeah, Jamie, I would definitely go and listen to some more Wage War. since you like a day to remember, you know, Wage War was actually founded by Jeremy, the singer of A Day to Remember. He's the one that founded the band, got them signed, and actually produces their album.
Oh, Wage War, yeah. Yeah, no, I remember checking out, I think, their first couple of albums, but I hadn't really kept up with them, really. But, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm familiar with them. I know who they are. I've listened to them before. I just hadn't really kept up with their, maybe last couple of albums or whatever. But, yeah, you certainly love that. Frederick was in the room there. I didn't see that. Sorry. Hey, Frederick. Sorry, man. I had it in full screen. I didn't see the comments. I just early Wage War slap. Oh, I thought Frederick said that. Hey, Cool Down. Hey, man. That's sweet. He knew who Harm's Way was. That's cool.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to go if so.
Yeah, it's about to end it too. I think we were pretty well chatted out there, said what we had to say, did a little stream or whatever. But yeah, and let's in the commenters. But anyway, thanks for checking out the stream. Any live Frederick is in the stream and Cool Down 1 was in the stream. So thanks for checking it out. And yeah, let's get out of here. We'll send the broadcast.
Thank you for the support, guys. Keep it metal and take care.
Thanks for bullshitting.